And hello, everyone. Welcome in to a surprise Cobra Cast. But there's just so much that's happened today. I wanted to go live and talk about it because they tried again and they failed again. And the reaction has been absolutely crazy from the left. It's not surprising at all. But here we are, another assassination attempt, and it has failed, but it has caused a massive meltdown from the left. And yeah, it's I did miss you, Carl. I did miss you. I always miss you guys. So I had to make sure that I came back in and talked to all of you. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to discuss. We actually have a Jeremy Prime 199. That's right, a feline name, JJ. Leave Kids Alone says, what about me? Of course. Tweet a tone. Jeremy hates me. Kind of true. I can't lie about that. But look at here. We have this picture right here. Here's the moment that wannabe Trump assassin Ryan, is it Ralph, was taken into custody. Why do these leftists have that same insane, deranged look in their eyes? And this guy, boy, oh boy, this guy is exactly what you would think with all the stuff that we're finding out about this guy. But check this one out right here. Ryan Wesley Ralph, his son says that his father hates Donald Trump like all reasonable people. Orrin Ralph tells the Daily Mail that his father is not a violent person and didn't believe he owned a firearm. This was the first I heard about it, he told the Daily Mail. Orrin said his father hates Trump as every reasonable person does, adding, I don't like Trump either. He's my dad, and all he's had is a couple of traffic tickets, as far as I know. I know my dad, and I love my dad, but that's nothing like him. He said he was at the beach, but I thought that meant the Outer Banks in Hawaii. He's not a violent person. He's a hard worker and a great dad. He's a great dude, a nice guy, and has worked his whole fucking life. He's a great guy, all right? He's a great guy. I hate this game every 4 years, and I think we all do. And if my father wants to be a martyr to how broken and disassociated the process has become from the real problems and practical solutions, then that's his choice. What? Hold on just a minute. On one hand, he's not a violent guy. He's a great guy. He doesn't own a gun. He's never done anything wrong. He's only got a couple of traffic tickets. And then the next line is, I hate this game every 4 years, and I think we all do. If my father wants to be a martyr to how broken and disassociated the process has become from the real problems and practical solutions, then that's his choice. Wow. Twisted and demented. That's who these people are. Raider drops a 59-32. Raider in the house. What's up, Raider, you mad lad? Look at that. Hang on. Raider. Woo! Thank you, sir. Raider in the house. I appreciate you. Jolly Rogers has sent email. Read live. CobraCast intro. Trump is in it. Let's see. My email is a mess. I responded to someone earlier. I did get the message though, but I need to look over it. I thought you were like wanting see if I could get Dan Vask or somebody to record it. I wasn't understanding that properly. Lord Botha says, seeing several posts, screenshots of Doc's pages that RR has possible ties to Ukrainian government and or U.S. intelligence. Well, there's this video of him where he, I guess he traveled to Ukraine. A complete nut job. Nos for 5 says, a wizard is never late, Snake Pit, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Mage of the 199. Phantasmus Knox says, shooter looks like an unhealthy looking Chris Cuomo. And then the next line from the son of the attempted Trump shooter. I'm not saying that's what he's done or what he's about. That's just my own rant being fed up with all of it my entire adult life. South Park said it best. Every 4 years, we're forced to choose between a turd sandwich and a giant douche, and it all stays fucked in the same ways by different degrees, and we're exhausted and embarrassed by it. I really hate these people are so brainwashed and retarded. You know, there's a reason that for the 4 years that Trump was in office, there's a reason we didn't have any war. You understand that, right? There's a reason there was no war. There's a reason that Russia didn't invade Ukraine when Trump was in office. Now, you want to talk about your entire adult life. So if his dad was in his, 50s or 60s, I'm guessing this guy was probably like in his 30s or something, okay, whatever. Your entire adult life, Democrats have been in office. Democrats have been in office your entire adult life. Except for the 4 years that Trump was there. You know, the 4 years that we had world peace, the 4 years that we had a booming economy, the 4 years that we were making America great again. Oh my God, man. Fucking idiots. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, like father, like son, right? Both despise Trump. Pretty much, yep. Jake the Movie Geek says, how much do you think this will help Trump in the polls? Protect Trump at all costs. It's hard to say, but like, here's something I want to show you guys. So Megyn Kelly actually did a video, and this is a pretty good breakdown right here. Let's watch this from Megyn Kelly, because Megyn Kelly had like 100,000 people watching her today cover this. Megyn Kelly, regardless of what you think about her, she's become a powerful voice and a powerful voice for Trump.
Here's where the media is going to go with this. Look at this woman, Alex Witt, on MSNBC, who is an anchor. Look at her reaction and spin after she knew. This is after we learned about today's assassination attempt. Watch us.
Do you expect to hear anything from the Trump campaign about toning down the rhetoric, toning down the violence, or would that be atypical of the former president?
Well, Alex, remember back to the assassination attempt on President Trump's life and how, there was talk of a new tone. And then the Republican convention was, by Trumpian standards, muted. And it did seem like he was, just trying to take it down a few notches. But then by the end of his convention speech, we were kind of back to where we started.
That was Elise Jordan of Time Magazine as the guest. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So what this is about is Trump's unwillingness to tone down the most controversial thing Trump has said in the past several weeks is that he hates Taylor Swift. That does not get you a bullet or create cable news segments about how you need to lower the rhetoric, right?
Trump doesn't need to do anything. Trump is out there saying, I care about this country. I want to make this country great again. I want to clean up the immigration problems. We need people to stop being killed in the streets. We need women to stop being raped. We need to stop being at war. These are the things that Trump is saying. Now, there are things that get said about Trump, and Trump is a counterpuncher. I've said this 1,000 times. Trump is not the type of guy that's going to hit you first, but he's going to hit you back, because when you hit him, he is a counterpuncher. And when he hits back twice as hard, which is I think that's a very good policy. You shouldn't be going around just starting things with people, but as soon as somebody hits Trump, he's going to hit back twice as hard. That's what he does. So he's constantly taking these attacks from all of these weirdos on the left. Trump does not have a rhetoric problem. I heard a bunch of fake conservatives basically whining because of the Taylor Swift tweet or whatever. Tommy Lahren was out there crying about it. Tommy Lahren is basically she's an attractive Kamala Harris on the right. That's what she is. That's what Tommy Lahren is. She's a hot Kamala Harris on the right. Absolute chameleon, stupid as fuck, doesn't know what the fuck she believes. She'll just go with whatever way the wind blows. That's who Tommy Lahren is right there. I can't stand her, dude. I absolutely can't stand her. And if she wasn't hot, nobody would listen to her. Nobody would care about her.
But calling someone Hitler, that might warrant that kind of a discussion. But we didn't see that. In fact, they're the ones doing that. That's exactly the kind of magazine that was doing that, right? We saw that on the New Republic.
That 90 kid says, Jeremy, wait, you said you're not a Republican or a conservative. I'm not. I'm a Trumplican. I'm MAGA. I'm a Trump supporter. That's it. I have no alignment with the Republican Party, because I think the Republican Party, I think it's gotten better, but there's still way too many cowards in the Republican Party. Way too many cowards in the Republican Party. And of course, the Democratic Party is made up of just straight up evil people. You have Democrats who are evil, and you have Trump, and you have Republicans that are cowards, and then you have Trump supporters. And that's where I am. I'm just a Trump supporter.
That Trump was Hitler. And so really, even in response to this, once again, the response bill is maybe Trump really needs to tone down his rhetoric.
Yeah, it's essentially victim shaming. It's like you're blaming the target, not the perpetrators, not the people that are calling him Hitler, telling the country that if he gets elected, we lose our country. Not, like they're self-radicalizing these people through their words, but they're saying, President Trump, stop speaking up for yourself. Stop running for president. Just lay down and let Kamala Harris win. And that's insane. To me, that's the sin. They'll perpetuate this. They'll put a tweet out. There is no room for violence. The same way Kamala said, don't come across the border.
I mean, you can almost imagine.
Just FYI, NBC News is now also reporting the name of the attempted shooter is Ryan Wesley Ruth, Routh. More and more pictures of him are coming out online. I mean, I'll just describe for you. He's got very spiky blonde hair.
He looks like a fucking hippie. And he's got some type of doesn't he have like purple or some type of coloration in his hair or something like that? Let's see. I know you have said if we get our news from you, we are retarded. And yes, I am. But as a brand new dad, I don't have a lot of free time anymore. So I thank you for what you do. Truly. Keep going, brother. You are really important. I appreciate it. I didn't say you guys are retarded. I just said that I'm retarded, and that we as a people are in real trouble. If I am an authoritative news source, then we as a people are in trouble. But I said I'm retarded. I'm an IDOT. Okay, I'm an IDOT. But thank you and congratulations on becoming a new dad. Congratulations indeed. I appreciate that. Get woke, go broke for 50. Sorry, Jeremy, I have to fix incorrection. There is way too many rhinos in the Republican Party. I hear you on that. I mean, ultimately, I'm not a big fan of party politics at all anyway. I was growing up, I was raised to be a Republican and conservative and all of that. And then George W. Bush and that administration, because that was about the time that I became old enough to start realizing what's going on. And I truly despised George W. Bush and the Bush administration, which was a warmonger administration that was centrally focused on, oil and retribution and war. And I just despised the Bush administration to the point where it's kind of like the line in The Dark Knight where, you basically you beat them down so bad they turned to a man they didn't truly understand. I feel like that's what happened with Obama. So many people turned to Obama because George W. Bush was such a horrible, horrible president, and the Dick Cheneys of the world and the John McCains and the Sarah Palins and the Donald Rumsfeld and Karl Rove, like they were just so bad. They were so bad. And so many people turned to Obama because George W. Bush was so bad. And then obviously that was just another, obviously Obama was more detrimental to America than George W. Bush. And it's not even close. And that's hard for somebody like me to say because of how much I hated George W. Bush. But Barack Obama is and still is the single most damaging politician of my lifetime. And he might be the most damaging politician that's ever lived with the damage that he has done to the United States of America and the world. And he's continuing to do it because he's pulling the strings right now. Like, I mean, Joe Biden is Barack Obama's third term. That's what it is. And now Kamala Harris is Barack Obama's fourth term. That's what's on the line right there. Barack Obama is an absolutely look, I can't sit here and say what I want to say about like how terrible of a person he is. He is terrible. That's all I'll say. An absolutely terrible person. But in terms of just like party politics, I have no faith in the Republicans or the Democrats, generally speaking. I mean, Donald Trump has retransformed the Republican Party. And I showed that clip the other night when Trump was in the debates and Jeb Bush was on stage and little Marco was on stage and whoever else was on stage in that 2016 debate. At that point in time, you know, Trump was talking about how they were trying to get tickets and the RNC wouldn't give them tickets because it was for all the donors and special interest. That's not the Republican Party of today. Donald Trump has rebuilt the Republican Party, and it is much more in line with MAGA than anything else, but you still have diseases within the Republican Party known as rhinos. But what's going to happen to the Republican Party when Donald Trump is, you know, when he leaves office after his next 4 years? I don't know. And that's a scary, scary thing to think about. Not sure we can put a lot of thought into that right now, but it's very scary to think about what's going to happen to the Republican Party and the United States of America post-Trump.
That looks like it's overly gelled or has a lot of product in it. He's rather stylishly dressed in some of these photos that are appearing in social media. He does not look anything.
A few people are saying the movement goes on. Listen, I agree. There's the blessing and the curse of Trump, and obviously he is a blessing. But the curse of Trump would be that there's not another human being that can do what he does. There's nobody else. Nobody can stand and take what he's gone through. And whoever is the person that takes over the MAGA movement, the Republican movement, they're going to come after that person too. Anybody else would have broken. Anybody else would have broken under. They've now tried to assassinate him twice that we know of. Very public situations. They've indicted him 4 times. They've raided his home. They've gone after his family. They've gone after his business associates. They've arrested a lot of his staff, and he's still standing strong. There, not many people are built. There's nobody that I know of that's built like that. Nobody. So anyway, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Bottom line is Trump has to win in November, which is less than 2 months away. That's the focus right now.
Like some sort of vagabond. We don't know his story. I'm sure we'll know much more, though. How much more, right? That's one of the questions, Buck. Like how much? Because we know precious little about the first shooter from Butler, Pennsylvania. And I don't know how much we're going to learn about this guy either, since the new approach seems to be not full accountability, but keeps everything under wraps. We never got an explanation for it's unsafe to stand on a slanted roof, and that's why we weren't up there. We've just been lied to at every turn about the first one. And why should we expect anything different about the second?
No, and in fact, I think it's likelier this time that they will, or rather, they will even more easily bury this story and put it in the memory hole and move past this as fast as they. First of all, the president didn't actually take a bullet this time, wasn't covered in blood, right? So the bar in essence on this is such that they'll just say,
I can't remember. It isn't like this is Buck Sexton. Wasn't he like a DeSantis shill for the longest? And then and that's fine. Like him and Clay Travis do their show, but I'm pretty sure Buck Sexton was a DeSantis shill for ever and ever until he finally had to bend the knee to Trump.
Secret Service, they fired this guy. They did their job. Nothing really to see here, folks, because ultimately this plays into exactly what we're talking about. You're saying it, Bill's saying it, I'm saying it.
Not Butt Sexton, Buck. Buck. Look, you guys know I run a really, really respectable show here, okay? So when you say Buck Sexton, since we keep things clean here, it's like fuck. But instead of fuck, it's buck. So instead of F, it's the B. Okay. So keep it clean here. Okay. Keep it clean here. All right.
Which is that the Democrat Party should be absolutely ashamed of how they have positioned Donald Trump, who is the duly, the duly elected former president and obviously the Republican candidate in this 2024 election cycle. I can tell you, Megan, it was always interesting, to sit down and read both the interrogation transcripts in particular of some of the worst Al-Qaeda terrorists, because they had
Hollycarp says Jeremy is live again and I didn't get a notification. Yeah, I'm out of notifications today. So you probably didn't get a notification. Did anyone get a notification for this, like an actual YouTube notification, or did you just see me live in your subscription feed? Because I've already uploaded 2 videos and a live stream, so I'm out of notifications. You got one on Kick. Yeah, you probably got one on Kick, but not YouTube. Yeah, nobody got a notification. Just saw I was live. Yeah. Wow, and the fact that we got almost 2,000 people and we had no notifications. Hail to the snake pit. That's why, and this is a very good point right here, okay? This is why it's important that even if you're not a big person that's on Kick or whatever, if you follow me on Kick, even if I'm out of notifications on YouTube, you're at least going to get that Kick notification when I go live. And then you'll be like, oh, he's probably live on YouTube, because I'm always going to be live on YouTube if I'm live on Kick. So just keep that in mind. All right. Keep that in mind. Rumble is better at notifications too. That's another thing. Rumble notified. Okay. My Rumble chat's telling me Rumble notified. So there you go. So there's a couple of different options. So follow. That's why it's good to follow on Rumble and Kick. And of course, X, just because it's backed up for notifications and things like that. So there you go. All right. And yes, so we're listening to this Megyn Kelly episode where they're talking about the rhetoric and how the mainstream media is trying to blame Donald Trump for the rhetoric. Because it's his fault. It's his fault that they keep trying to shoot at him. It's Donald Trump's fault, guys. It's just Donald Trump's fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's Donald Trump's fault. He has to stop the rhetoric. And this is the mainstream media.
This rationalization for their action, but a lot of it would be things that people would say, well, that's crazy, or that doesn't make sense, or that's unfair. Imagine you were to sit down with this individual, who, by the way, I'm sure we'll never hear from publicly. They'll just, this guy will end up taking a plea in 12 months and, you'll never hear from or see him again. Imagine you sat down with him and said, why did you do this? Why did you do this? It would be interesting, and I think it would be very instructive to the environment that the Democrats have created, because he would say, I've been told, and he could list all the different,
I got to show you guys this. This is one of the best memes ever right here. Okay. Wow. Wow. That is really good. That is really good. I also saw a tweet and somebody said Donald Trump has now dodged 2 bullets, which means that he's dodged as many bullets as interviews that Kamala has done. Holy shit. Trump has dodged as many bullets as interviews that Kamala has done. I love the internet, man. I love the internet. It's fantastic.
Say that there was an insurrection, the worst attack, Megan, the worst attack since the Civil War, therefore worse than 9/11. This has been
just
said
heard that
at the debate, right? The worst.
Yep.
So this individual, Donald Trump, according to Democrats, is responsible for an attack that's worse than the jihadist massacre of innocents that killed almost 3,000 people in one day and started a global war on terror. He's worse than that. Federal prosecutors apparently have agreed with that because they're trying to push this crazy case that Donald Trump said things that they don't like, and therefore the insurrection is his fault, right? You could line up, if you sat down and you were the individual who wants to explain why he would think, why he would act the way that he has here with this attempted assassination, he would be able to point to the most powerful and trusted Democrats in office, in media, in corporate America, and say, I agree with them. I just decided to do something about it. That is the mentality that has been that is being fostered here by the way Democrats. Otherwise, someone explain to me. I mean, a threat to democracy, the worst attack since Pearl Harbor. If I could stop somebody who was trying to commit another Pearl Harbor, right? I mean, you start to go down this rabbit hole. They just say it because it's useful political rhetoric. That's how they'll explain it, right? That's how the CNNs
we just made a reference to it. Just earlier this week at the presidential debate, one of the things that we reacted to was how personal she got.
Yep.
The ad hominem attacks against Donald Trump. It wasn't normal rhetoric.
Oh, it's okay to get personal with Donald Trump. It's okay to say horrible things. It's okay to say that these personal things about him. Again, we're talking about the FBI came up there today talking about how they're going to get involved with this case. The FBI. The same FBI that raided Mar-a-Lago is standing up there saying that they're in charge of finding out more details of this case, yada, yada, yada. Absolutely fucking ridiculous, man. Like, this is the clown world we are in. Trump can't say anything without the media melting down and screaming. Then you got Harris and Biden saying not just things about Trump, saying things about Trump supporters, like blanket comments about Trump supporters. And then at the same time, they want to talk about unity and happiness and all this other bullshit. Unbelievable, man.
From a debate stage, she got very personally nasty with him. Yes, it was like praised by the left as, oh, she just knew how to press his buttons. You know, she just knew exactly which trigger would set him off without any thought for, is this responsible talk from the woman who's asking us to make her leader of the free world? You understand that this man already had his life almost taken by an assassin like that? My point is simply, I'm going to play the soundbite. If Trump had been speaking this way about Kamala Harris, and God forbid she had 2 attacks on her life, every single mainstream media outlet would be in full meltdown right now.
Dude, do you know what they would be doing right now? Like, thank God that we have not had anything, no attacks on her, because if it did, the media, and honestly, I don't trust that that's not their, October surprise, and like to have a story that they can blow out of proportion. And dude, I am terrified at what this country would look like if there's actually anything like that, and what they will do. Holy crap.
Full meltdown over him and his words. But she can insult as long as she wants, as grossly as she wants. No one will say anything about her. You can have the Hitler-esque magazine covers. You can have, we'll get to what the Lincoln Project just did. You can have every representative on the Democratic side come out and say the worst possible things about him. And they'll just say, oh, no, it's absolutely irresponsible. Here's Kamala Harris, just as a refresher from Tuesday night at the debate.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that. And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that. During the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump. I have talked with military leaders, some of whom worked with you, and they say you're a disgrace. It is very well known that Donald Trump is weak and wrong on national security and foreign policy consistently over the course of his career. Attempted to use race to divide the American people. These dictators and autocrats are rooting for you to be president again because they're so clear they can manipulate you with flattery and favors.
I mean, I'm sorry, Bill, but if the shoe were on the other foot, that stuff would be on nonstop loop on every single cable channel.
Yep.
You hit it right on the head. And if the script was flipped, I guarantee you would find some DA looking to bring charges of being complicit in this crime. They would look to charge President Trump if they made an attempt on Kamala's second time. They would look to indict him on
charge
something.
Him with incitement.
Exactly. And this is where things are getting really, really scary. And to bring up a point that you brought up before about the Secret Service. No one loses their job. We saw that at the IRS. We saw it with the feds that were texting each other how they have a backup plan. They just got like 1.5 million as severance.
I said it earlier. Like, I have a more difficult time sneaking like a pack of M&Ms into my local movie theater than this guy apparently does, taking a gun within just a few hundred yards of the former president of the United States and the front runner to be president of the United States again. I can't even get a fucking pack of M&Ms in the movie theater, but they got security on lockdown for that. But hey, it's just Donald Trump, so like, who cares, right? Absolutely insane. It's how do we get to this point? Jeremy the M&M smuggler. Man, I ain't paying like $9 for those fucking M&Ms. It's probably half of them's out of date anyway. Hell with that, man. That's why you remember the starter jackets back in the day. You remember starter jackets? Maybe I'm old, all right, but like the old school starter jackets. You know, you had the sports teams, the starter jackets, bro. I could take a whole bag of McDonald's in if I had the old school starter jacket. Like, come on, man. Absolutely insane. Let's bring back the starter jackets, okay? You remember, there's a lot of people here that remember. That's what's up right there. Hayden Wayne for 50 says, I went on a deep dive level of finding who this guy is. Arrested in 2002, article edited in 2015, and arrested record rescinded for having a full auto machine gun and barricading himself in his business in, is it North Carolina? And he recruited for Ukraine and more. I've gotten a few text messages from people that had some information as well. Of course, I'm not the biggest on like, let's run with information and all that. Like, but there seems to be a lot of skeletons in the closet of this family. And right on cue, I think we're probably going to have a lot of this swept under the rug. That's probably what's going to happen, unfortunately, because it's the mainstream media. I mean, we're 2 months removed. We're 2 months removed from, in my opinion, the single biggest story since 9/11, which was the Trump assassination attempt. Now, on one hand, it's a big story because of what happened, but the fact that it was all caught on camera and it went mega viral, I'm not sure I've ever seen anything go that viral with that many reactions. And then you had all of these people reacting to it. Big social media influencers that never talk about politics. It was everywhere. And then the mainstream has done their best to just ignore it and make it go away. Now, a lot of people on social media were still talking about it, but that was the biggest story that I can remember. Like, I don't remember another story of that magnitude. And there's been some big stories. But the 9/11 obviously is the biggest story that I've ever experienced from a news perspective. That's got to be up there. That's got to be second, though. It's got to be second. So, but now again, if they had enough where they could make Trump look bad with this guy, then 100% they'd be talking about it all the time. Anthony for 10 says the left wing wants to start a civil war with the Trump supporters. Oh yeah, they've been trying that for a while. And look, every now and then Trump supporters walk into a trap. J6 was just a trap for Trump supporters. Alex Jones with a megaphone was out there trying to scream to everybody, like, hey, don't go there. That's what they want. They want you to do this. They want you to do that. Go this way. Go this way. Unfortunately, not enough people listen to Alex Jones. Troy New says, I'm coming to the conclusion that the reason we don't have peace and prosperity is because of the entitled, self-righteous, stupid people. War and poverty is a function of stupid people enabling the corrupt. Thank you, Troy News. And yeah, man, it's wild times. Dan A says the Harrisites are already trying to dismiss it. Yeah, a lot of people were saying it was staged. Again, they said the last one was staged. Somebody died. A man died when Trump got shot 2 months ago, and they said it was a setup. They said Trump set it up. They said Trump staged the whole thing. Drew O'Connor says, I'm seeing a schism if Trump makes it to the election and wins, that the Democrats will be, no, we refuse to accept the result. We don't acknowledge him as president. Honestly, that is a very realistic possibility. That is a very realistic possibility. And a scary one indeed. Let's listen to the rest of this real quick.
You know, until our civil servants are held accountable and being able to be fired, we're going to see them dropping the ball time and time again. And I apologize. I'm a former civil servant, and I've seen it, and I still see it.
There you go, right there. So Hayden Wayne with a MAGA red. $100. He ran for mayor of Honolulu, Hawaii this year. Not a lot there, but it seems he was a Bernie bro, and his son said he never owned a gun as far as he knew. This dude has ties to 3-letter agencies and was trying to get passports on WhatsApp to send people to Ukraine. So much. Holy shit. Yeah, I got a message earlier from somebody who had some information. I haven't had time to really look too far into it yet, but it sounds like this could be a very deep rabbit hole with family and everything like that. And so, I don't know, man. I don't know. The bottom line is this why we need independent journalists and independent people out there. This is why I don't think that it's when you're dealing with the YouTube platform. This is why I have always said, there is no sense in like trying to actively disrespect your audience as a YouTuber, or if you're a YouTuber trying to destroy another YouTuber. YouTube and independent content creation, Rumble, Kick, Twitter, that's the future, man. And the more voices that are out there, the more they're not watching the mainstream. I've criticized Tim Pool a lot. What did I say a few weeks ago when somebody was talking about something with trying to get into I said, like, Tim, I think Tim has a really good show from a normie perspective. And I don't mean that disrespectfully at all. I think Tim has a really good show. And I think that, like, my show is a lot more, there's a learning curve that goes to my show because of all the inside jokes and the memes and the language and the jokes and all the stuff that we do. Whereas you turn into Tim Pool and it's like, it's paint by the numbers. He's got his structure, he's got his guests, he brings some politicians on, he's got his members, all that shit. Like, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. And the chat kind of directs the flow of my show. And I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me and they're like, "Oh, is all you're doing trading super chats?" I'm like, yeah, somebody sends me $100 fucking, I'm going to read it. I know I'm a terrible guy, apparently. Yeah, somebody sends me money, I'm going to read it. Whether it's $100 or 50 or a 2 or a 10. Yeah, I'm going to read your super chats. Crazy idea. Somebody gives you money, you should probably respect that. I know. But yeah, so with Megyn Kelly and the fact that she's pulling like 100,000 people whenever she goes live on one of these big news stories, that's 100,000 people that are watching her be honest and unfiltered versus what she used to be. And if you go back and watch Megyn Kelly when she was on Fox, and when she left Fox, where did she go? Did she go to NBC? Am I right about that? I think she went to NBC, but either way, she was with Fox and she went to another one of the mainstream outlets. I think it was NBC. Listen to her then, and I did listen to her then, and then listen to her now. It's a completely different person because she's actually free to have her opinions now versus then she was just a corporate stooge. And the rise of independent voices is huge, man. Huge. Lord Botha says, seeing several reports, screenshots of, I got that one earlier. They got that one earlier too. Jake the movie gig. Oh, here we go. Polish Prince says, you missed again. 0-2, fight. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I gotta, did I bookmark it? I think I bookmarked it. So I just want to show you guys something really quick. Now, I know that I'm the owner of Geeks and Gamers, okay? So I have my Geeks and Gamers channel where we talk about all the nerd shit and Hollywood and all that, video games. Then we have our Sports Wars channel where we talk about sports. Okay. And while I don't like to cross the streams that much when it comes to sports, I think you're going to want to see this one. Okay. Because we have an update to NFL teams' records after 2 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the updated record for NFL teams after 2 weeks? Updated record. Here we go. So you got the Giants at 0-2. You've got the Rams at 0-2. The Panthers are 0-2. The Broncos are 0-2. The Bengals are 0-2. The Ravens are 0-2. The Titans are 0-2. The Jaguars are 0-2. Colts are 0-2. Trump assassination attempts are 0-2. So I hope ESPN's going to give you an update on these NFL records right here. I hope so. I think they probably will. I think ESPN will probably be happy to update you on these records right now. Oh, man. It's so good. I love the internet. I love the memes of the internet. I love it. So, yeah, there you go. 0-2. You missed again, baby. So... now, I do have a video here, and we typically don't do, like viewer discretion is advised, but I need everybody to understand that, like, this is breaking news. I can't confirm nor deny if this is real, but I think that we have obtained here at CobraCast 199, a very respectable news agency. We have collected potential video evidence of how the Trump assassination attempt, how he was apprehended. Viewer discretion is advised. President Trump did it, baby. Beauty. Let me see who did that meme. That is from right there. So at the Rican memes is where that one came from. So credit where credit's due on that one. Damn good stuff. And look, man, CobraCast 199, we bring you all of the breaking news. We don't back down. Really, really happy to do that for you. The Clapper of Cheeks 45 says, am I alone in saying that the Dems are radicalizing me in this craziness? I keep having to check myself and post to keep myself off of lists. I think that what's happening right now is that's what the Democrats are trying to do. So this is, in my humble opinion, all of the rhetoric from the Democrats, they're all trying to push Trump supporters over the edge. They're trying to make you say something that they can use against you. They're trying to make you walk into a situation. They're literally that like annoying kid in school that he just bothers you. But like, remember the whole thing, like maybe if you got a little brother or a little cousin, and you had a little brother, a little cousin, and, you guys were always arguing or fighting. And then like your parents would be like, don't you touch him again. So then he'd come up to you. He's like, not touching you, not touching you. And he puts his face like right in fucking front of you. He's like, not touching you, not touching you, not touching you. And then you end up just punching him in the fucking face and then you get in trouble. That's literally what the Democrats do. That's what the Democrats are doing right now. Is they just annoy you until you snap. And so that's why people have to understand, keep your head on at all times. Okay. You have to keep your head on at all times because that's happening. Something else that's happening is ABF Prime with 50 gifted memberships. ABF Prime in the house. He don't miss. All right. Thank you, Alec Baldwin's finger, you mad lad. You don't take the bait, peeps. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because that's really all they're looking for. Now, by the way, I forgot to say, I don't know if this is a real picture that we're looking at or not. I'm 50-50. It could be AI, and this could be an actual moment from today's shooting. Can't confirm nor deny. So take that with a grain of salt. If this is a real picture, we'll let you know later on. Borderline, if this is 50-50. Is this real or is this, look, listen, all I know is Trump is a young, vibrant man. Okay. That's all I know.
I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know. Macho man, yeah.
I am a young, vibrant man. The fact that he said that is it's the best thing ever. I love it so much. Young, vibrant man. Eric K says, no YouTube notification, someone told me. Yeah, I do think that's a good thing that we have Rumble and Kick for that, and also Twitter X for sure. So, Alan Tanasi says, Jeremy is the best IDOT news anchor. Thank you. Phoenix H says, didn't know blue-haired land whales could be so small. Tweeted tells us, bring back the Mario plush behind you with the shades. Those are actually in my Mustang. Those are in my Mustang. So for future car videos, which I haven't done in a while, but I could probably do something there. Let's see. Jason's statement says, play Predator Hunting Grounds multiplayer. It'd be great, especially if you found somebody that's good at it, being the Predator to get Beardo. I'll have to look into that one. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that one. Alan Tanassi says, I heard Trump shot first, but I can't confirm. Gerald Armstrong says, Butt Sexton. That's a pretty terrible name. It's not as bad as, so the worst name ever. I'm going to pull up the worst name ever. I think he's a legend. Okay. But it's a bad name. And a lot of you probably don't know. Okay. But this is the worst name ever. So, there's Dick Butkus, which was an NFL player. Okay. That's not a good name. Okay. But he was a badass. But if you want to think, in my opinion, this is the worst name ever, okay? NASCAR driver. Anybody know who I'm about to say? NASCAR driver. Dick Trickle. That's a terrible name, bro. That's a bad name. Dick Trickle is a bad name. That's a really bad name. But he was a legend. He was a legend. But that was not a good name. Not a good name at all. So, there's no way. Yes. Dick Trickle was his name. That was his name. Absolute legend too. Fantastic vs. Knox says, I got a notification from YouTube. You got a notification? Wow, you're one of the few that got one on this one. Ira Brownrist says, don't worry about my notification, Jeremy. But Sexton. And so it was born. Jeez. Grand Potato, Trump is Neo. He's beginning to believe. Maximus Breety says, where my Breets at? The Red Necron for a gifted membership. Thank you for the gifted membership. Blue Eyed Scorpio says, be prepared for a retaliation false flag. I am very worried about that. I am terrified of what the Democrats are going to do in response, because narratively, Trump continues to control the narrative. Narratively, he just always is ahead of the curve. And man, we're like, what are we, 2 weeks now? 2 weeks from October? October's going to be a wild month here on Cobra Cast. Absolutely insane month. Slain Hope says, screw fracking. We need to tap Kamala's gaslighting. Yeah, I heard that. Biker Angelo says, Asian J has a point. Thank you for becoming a new member and the gifted membership. Fantastic vs. Knox says, at least the mainstream media can't blame the shooting on an AR-15. But Sexton says, DeSantis tweeted Florida doing a separate investigation. I'm actually glad you brought that up, but Sexton, I wanted to talk about that. So let me pull that up really quickly. And I'm glad that Ron DeSantis is actually doing this. I think I bookmarked this, didn't I? Yes, right here. So hail to Ron DeSantis for this. Here we go. So Ron DeSantis says the state of Florida will be conducting its own investigation regarding the attempted assassination at Trump International Golf Club. The people deserve the truth about the would-be assassin and how he was able to get within 500 yards of the former president and current GOP nominee. That's what's up, DeSantis. I'm glad to hear that. Listen, man, I had a lot of problems with DeSantis during the the primaries and everything like that. I thought he made a massive mistake running against Trump, and I still believe it was a massive mistake. I think he hurt himself significantly. And not only that, but the DeSantis supporters are some of the most emotionally weak men I have ever seen in my life. Like, DeSantis supporters, generally speaking, are absolutely some of the weakest men ever. And because they still, like, to this day, they're still tweeting out like how they're going to support DeSantis and not Trump. It's absolutely insane. But DeSantis is a phenomenal governor. I live in the state of Florida, and I am so happy that he is make this statement right here, because we need a lot more investigation than what we're going to be getting, for sure. Davish says, crazy how he dodged 2 bullets. He's definitely got my vote. Hail the 199 and the snake pit. Thank you. Fantastic Rich says, shooters pro-Ukraine, uses Russian-made rifle. Slain Hope says, I called it. Zelensky doesn't want Trump to win. John Goetz says, on a lighter note, Astrobot is fantastic. 10 out of 10. And the Steelers are the worst 2-0 team you'll ever see, but they're 2-0. Bungles and Ratbirds get effed. I really want to play Astrobot. I've heard it's got like Mario. I'm a huge fan of Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. And a lot of people have said that this is kind of like the default Mario Galaxy 3 almost in terms of the gameplay mechanics. So we'll see. The Red Necron says, Trump is my favorite human being and he's going to fix the world. Love from UK. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Margaret for 10 says, Abe Lincoln accomplished so much for this country. FDR led us through the Great Depression and World War II. We need Trump to lead us through these scary times, and I think he'll be the one. I agree with you on that. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, guess Kyle Gass is sad the pews missed again. Just Mike says, is this 199? Jeremy wishes the meme war was 499. This is the 199, baby. This is the 199 right here. Jimbo Ramba says, Trump has 6 fingers in the AI bullet picture. What? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He does. Well, that's Trump for you. Okay. So, hey, what do you expect? Okay. So that's Trump. Did you know he actually has 6 fingers? Okay. Is it Felipe or Philippe says, I hear that President Trump, I fear for President Trump, but he is so brave. We must learn from him and be brave. Keep the hope and fight for everything that's right. MAGA 199. Thank you. Zero says, I was the last to speak at a company event today in front of 150 people. When I was done, YMCA was played. I felt like such a boss for some reason. That's great to hear. Did you want to start doing the Trump? Did you want to do the Trump? Gerald Armstrong says, no, I can't say that fucking name. I cannot say that name. Can't do it. That is literally his real name too. All right. That's his name. Let's see here. I don't know how to say your name, but there's an up and coming college football player. Yes, I know. I know. God damn y'all. Bradman says, you say DeSantis running was a mistake, but can you imagine if he ran in 2028 and what we saw this year was his campaign? Okay, let's break that one down again. All right, what's that now? You say DeSantis running was a mistake, but can you imagine if he ran in 2028 and what we saw this year was his campaign? Oh, okay. So you're saying, well, but this is this different. This is why him running in 2024 was a mistake, because Donald Trump you can't beat that guy. Okay, you can't. He's always the most important person in the room. No matter what room Donald Trump is in, he's always the most important person in that room. So his campaign was built off of people that had TDS. Like DeSantis's campaign was built off of people that had TDS. That's the bottom line. And so it was never going to be successful. Now in 2028, if DeSantis chooses to run, it's a whole different ballgame at that point in time. But he was never going to compete with Trump. Never. And I said that from the beginning when I was super big DeSantis fan from being, in the state of Florida and everything. I was like, Ron DeSantis is a big fish in a small pond right now in the state of Florida. The moment that dude goes national against Trump, he's going to get absolutely annihilated. You can't compete with that guy. You can't do it. Hayden Wayne for 20 says FDR was like the third worst president of all time. Disregard that previous super chat. But yes, Trump 2024. Don't get Hayden Wayne started. By the way, are you still making I know you've been working a lot, but you were doing good on videos there for a while too. So Hayden Wayne knows his shit. Let's see. You guys are so quick with these, man. You guys are so quick. It's just a little drip. Oh, you mean my name? God dang it, man. John Goat says, let's see. Butker kicking the game winner had the libs mad. Yes, it did. Jared Armstrong says Trump is so vibrant, he grows an extra finger. Let's see. Bebop Blue says the media is disgusting. Bronsonite says, hail Cobra Commander. This is over on Rumble. Hail the 199 Battalion. Hail Donald 9 Lives Trump, the cat protector. Dude was State Department intel stooge. And then they are trying to set up false flag situation in Springfield, Ohio with stupid pamphlets with Fed Proud Boy. I saw those reports the other day. Look at this tweet that I sent out really quickly. Check this out. So Elon is like all in on MAGA at this point. Elon is all in. So you see Elon, so they said, Doge designer says, why they want to kill Donald Trump? And Elon says, and no one is even trying to assassinate Biden Kamala. Elon is like full MAGA. I can't believe how full on MAGA Elon is. And I say that as someone that was talking about this a while back. And I'm just like, because Elon and Trump were not on the same page, like, what was it, 2 years ago? They were not on the same page. So whatever has happened with these guys has been absolutely incredible. I can't believe how on the same page Elon is with Trump at this point in time. It's crazy, man. And yeah, Elon is all in right now on MAGA and Trump and everything like that. So if you guys want to, make sure you go follow me over on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. I'm seeing if there's any updates right now. Oh, here we go. Trump just released a statement. Here we go. I would like to thank everyone for your concern and well wishes. It was certainly an interesting day. Most importantly, I want to thank the U.S. Secret Service, Sheriff Bradshaw, and his office of brave and dedicated patriots, and all of law enforcement for the incredible job done today at Trump International in keeping me, as the 45th president of the United States and the Republican nominee in the upcoming presidential election, safe. The job was done absolutely outstanding. I am very proud to be an American. Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy. He's just unstoppable. He's unstoppable. That's my president right there. The greatest president of my lifetime. President Donald J. Trump. Insanity, man. Listen, you want to see leadership? I got to find it. I know I got a bookmark of it. I'll have to go back here just a bit, but I know I've got it. It's going to take a few minutes. But it's good that we got that statement from him, because I know that by the way, I don't know if I should show this or not, but look, we already did one breaking news story, so we may be the first YouTube channel that shows this exclusive footage, okay? But I have exclusive footage of Donald Trump T-minus 7 minutes ago. Are you guys ready to see Donald Trump? This is Donald Trump 7 minutes ago. After you see this, tell me you don't want to vote for this man, okay? Tell me you don't want to vote for this man. You ready? There's Trump right there. There he is, baby. There he is. That's our guy right there. Make America great again. Saving the cats, saving the dogs, saving the ducks, saving the geese, saving America, saving the world. Okay? Saving the world. Oh man, it's always something. It's always something. All right, I'm still looking for the other bookmark, so give me just a minute. Did this turn out to be real? Let me see if did this. There's no yeah, okay. So I don't know if you guys saw this. I should have covered this. Did you guys see this?
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?
This woman is an idiot. This woman is an absolute idiot. Holy crap. I can't believe how crooked she is, man. It's insane. I love that video, though. Hold up. Where the fuck are we? And hail to those brave brothers out there, man. Hail to them. Let me see if I can find this video. Now, I know you guys have probably seen this one, but you know what's important to show it again, okay? This is right here. This is what we need more of right here.
President Trump looked at the Taliban leader and said this: I want to leave Afghanistan, but it's going to be a conditions-based withdrawal. And translator translated. And he said, if you harm a hair on a single American, I'm going to kill you. And the translator goes, and Trump goes, tell him.
Yes. Tell him what I said.
Tell him what I said. Reached in his pocket, pulled out a satellite photo of the leader of the Taliban's home and handed it to him.
Shut up.
Got up and walked out the room.
Sure did.
Do you know for 18 months, not a single American was killed in Afghanistan?
Sure did.
That's the definition of strength. That's what I'm talking about. And so you could imagine that kind of sentiment being around the world. If we have an embassy in another country, no one's going to touch it because they're going to be fearful that they'll get a Moab on their head. Mm-hmm. That's how President Trump rolls.
Woo! That's the leader right there, baby. That's a leader. That's the man. And that's the guy that we need back in office. But of course, he's a danger to democracy, everyone. At least that's what we're told. We're told he's a danger to democracy. And yeah, that's what the left will tell you. We'll see. Shout out to everybody here. This is the second stream of the day. We did not have I did not have a notification. So I'm glad that everybody's been able to find their way in here. And all right, I don't know if I can watch this. Does this have audio in it? You know what? We're going to watch as much as we can. Here we go. I love these clips. Here we go. You ready? I love this opening line, dude. Come on, Twitter. Come on. Don't do this to me. Twitter always doing this. What is it just me that this happens to? I don't think it is. Twitter video is really not good. So come on.
You're talking about illegal immigration. Oh, Don, you're a little controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal.
That there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead. The premiums are going through the roof. The deductibles, frankly, you have to get hit with a Komatsu tractor in order to use them. They're so high. We just spent $1 million building a soccer field. Okay? A soccer field for our prisoners that happen to be in Guantanamo. Okay? I don't like that. What do you need $1 million for? Level out the surface. Let them play.
I don't like that. It's so true.
The Iranians are great negotiators. The Persians are great negotiators. And we have people that are babies. It's like a chess player, grandmaster, playing against a checkers child. No, that's what it is. We give them, think of it, a nuclear scientist, and they won't give us our hostages back. It's so insane. President Obama, Secretary Kerry, I highly think you should read this book quickly. Quickly! We have very stupid people in our country negotiating for us, and we have leaders that don't know what they're doing. You know, Jeb Bush, one of my opponents, I noticed he's not doing very well in the polls. I've actually noticed. And by the way, they said I won the debate. Is that nice? Is that nice? The polls came out and said I won. And the media, look at all those people back there. Scavengers. They're like scavengers. They'll probably say the crowds were about equal. Oh, they were equal. But that's the way they are, very dishonest. CNN is terrible. CNN. You're with CNN? Are you with CNN? You people do not cover us accurately at all. So they have a few protesters outside, and they have thousands of people. And the first question from CNN is about protesting. So what I'm going to do is span out. Span out. Show them the crowd, press. Show them the crowd. Show them the crowd. Look, they're not turning the cameras. They don't even turn the cameras. They don't even turn the cameras because you know what? They're very dishonest people. Because you know what they do? They have the camera, live television on my face, the entire amount. My wife goes, I go home. Were there any people there tonight, darling? They don't see. They never show the crowds. Frankly, I don't even think they give a damn about education, half of them. And I'm sure some maybe do. Use that word in this forum. I will. Because people want to hear the truth, Frank. I watch you all the time. They want to hear the truth. Correct. We have to be able to express ourselves.
But referring to people as rapists, referring to John McCain, a war hero, 5.5 years as a POW, you call him a dummy. Is that appropriate in running for president?
Okay, you got to let me speak, though, Frank, because you interrupt all the time, okay? So, no, I know him too well. That's the problem.
In the center of the stage tonight, businessman Donald Trump.
I would never give up my microphone. I thought that was disgusting. That showed such weakness. The way he was taken away by two young women. The microphone, they just took the whole place over.
Was that Bernie? I think this was a Bernie Sanders moment. I think it was like there were like a couple of protesters, and I think that Bernie, I think that's who he's talking about in this moment right here.
That will never happen with me. I don't know if I'll do the fighting myself or if other people will, but that was a disgrace. The way I felt badly for him, but it showed that he's weak. You want to be what, vice president? Oh, now his question's no longer as good. He had great credibility until he said that. Now it's like, where did he come from? We need a leader that wrote The Art of the Deal. I said trade deals. Who would do better? I'll tell you what. I know the greatest negotiators in the world. Some are horrible people, horrible human beings. Who
cares? Some are horrible people. Who cares? That's just so true, though. You're like, I know people that are just terrible. I'm like, who cares?
Some Wall Street guys, they're brutal, they're miserable. You wouldn't want to go out to dinner. They're terrible people. I love them. You know who's our primary representative right now? Carolyn Kennedy. You know how she got the job? 60 Minutes. She went to the White House. She said, I'd love to have a job. I have nothing to do. They said, how would you like to be the ambassador to Japan? She goes, really?
And that's the end of it right there. That's good though. I do like the opening though. The opening's great.
Oh, Don, you're a little controversial. You're talking about illegal immigration. I said it's illegal.
It's illegal. Like, why is that controversial? Good stuff right there. Harley Dave says Elon is pissed because he literally delivered the best spacewalk ever, and there was not even a mention by the cucks in DC. Plus, all that censorship shit. True. Yeah, I mean, listen. When I talked about earlier about how there's nobody that's built like Trump, I think Elon definitely is in that realm. The problem is Elon can't be president of the United States moving forward. So from that perspective, he's not on the list of like people that can carry MAGA or this entire movement forward. Demio says the spirit of the great Roman here, biggest dickus protect Trump. Thank you. Eric Heffelfinger says Trump should make an ad for her saying no troops in war and put it beside a map of current wars in the U.S. and troops on the ground. Run it everywhere. 100%. Let's see. Hayden Wayne says, I just tagged you in something on Twitter X. I think it's worth watching for the sake of archiving it. I have a recording saved locally, though. Up to you. Fuck FDR, though. And Wilson. All right, let me go over here to my Twitter account. Look my notifications. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm on it right now. So here we go. Roy McClurg for $100 says, Jeremy, keep informing us. Keep telling the truth. Keep protecting democracy. Trump 2024, a MAGA red. $100 super chat. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate it, man. I thank you so much for that. Okay, so Hayden tagged me in this. Here is screen recordings with all the attempted assassins post in case his account gets deleted, and the account was deleted. So we're gonna let some of this play just so we have it all. And if you did look through his Twitter account, I did. Matter of fact, let me go back up because look at the last tweet he made. The last tweet that he made was to Kamala Harris. And it says, you and Biden should visit injured people in the hospital from the Trump rally and attend the funeral of the murdered firemen. Trump will never do anything for them. Show the world what compassion and humanity is all about. And I don't know if what these numbers are he left there, but yeah, this guy was he was talking about Ukraine. He was talking about Russia. Somebody screenshotted something and said that I guess he claimed he voted for Trump in 2016, although I don't know if that was confirmed or not. Can anybody confirm that or not? Was it his phone number, or was it like someone or somewhere else? Hawaii area code. Oh, okay. There you go then. Can anybody confirm if that screenshot, and again, it doesn't matter to me, but did he say he voted for Trump in 2016 or whatever? He did vote for Trump in 2016, says Wolverine Schnick. Okay. He went full TDS in 2020. Okay. Cool. All right. So he went full TDS in 2020. Yeah, that makes sense. Dude, TDS is a very dangerous thing. So we're just gonna let this play just to show you guys all the stuff. This is 4 minutes worth of stuff. Hayden says, yeah, that's his phone number. I believe that tweet was real, that he voted for Trump in 2016. Okay. TDS is a absolutely dangerous thing, man. TDS. You want to talk about a pandemic? You want to talk about the real issue we're facing? It is TDS. And while that might have been a meme at first, it's not a meme anymore. The TDS narrative is not a meme. It's 100% real, man, and it's terrifying. Vault95 says, have $1 and get Krista to buy you a cookie. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, let's see. Keenan says, are y'all completely done with Geeks and Gamers Twitch? No, we're going through a couple changes. So, we're probably going to, I have to ask Krista about that, but we want to stream on every platform that's out there. Even if there's only like a few people that are going to watch on different platforms, we want to give everybody an opportunity to be like, I'm not going to stream on Twitch for my D-Day Cobra stuff because Twitch will ban me in a heartbeat. So who tweets that much? I mean, that's only like 528 tweets is what it's saying, but these are like all of his replies and everything like that. So that's not a ton of tweets, but okay, so here's a tip. Here's a pro tip for all of you Twitter users. If you start a tweet out with the @ it's going to show up as a reply. That's why when you see people do a tweet and they put a period in front of the @ that's so it shows up on your main timeline as an actual tweet and not a reply. But if you tweet and you start with the @ it registers as a reply. So that's why people do that. So if you're going to start with an @ you need to put a period in front of the @. So there's your tech tip for the day. I'm just going to start a tech channel after my Android tech tips the other day. I bet so many people are like, what the hell is this guy even talking about? And then so many people are like, holy shit, this worked. Thank you, Jeremy. I hope there's nothing bad in here, like no nudity or anything. Hayden, can you confirm before I keep letting this play? Want to make sure I don't play anything I'm not supposed to, because this guy was clearly unhinged. We got another minute and we got about another minute and a half of this, so let's make sure. Noah Pender says @Jeremy is gay, but he put the period in front of it. Okay, so there you go. Don't end up like Linus Tech Tips. No nudity or anything like that. Okay, good. I'd watch a Gary Tech Tip channel. I mean, at this point, like, is there any type of Gary channel people wouldn't watch? I mean, Gary's just that, he's just that good, you know, like he's just that good. So, let's see here. Looking this up. Yeah, I honestly, I don't even know much about Linus Tech Tip. I know it's a huge, I know it's a huge channel, and he's been around forever and a day. R.I.P. Tito Jackson. That news just broke. R.I.P. Tito Jackson. Wow. That's crazy. Let's see here. Yeah, Tito Jackson has died at the age of 70. Man. I'm friends with his son. So I'm going to have to text. I'm going to have to text him. Yeah, I'm going to have to text Taj. So that's, man, another legendary Jackson family member passes away. So, all right, that's the end of it right there. So there you go, Hayden. You got your documentation, and we're probably going to wrap this up. I just want to do a quick one and catch up with a lot of this stuff, just so you guys, after processing all the information today, because I did go live earlier today. Fantastic vs. Knox says Elon could become governor. Arnold did it years ago. That is true. Slade Lawton says, not sure why Hayden thinks FDR is terrible. All of his government programs worked just as well as the Cowboys' defense today and to his durability. Slane Hope says, just a reminder for the uninitiated, you have to turn on the ability to receive gifted memberships. Click on a Gifty post at the top of the chat to do so. There we go. So thank you, Slane. So just a reminder for the uninitiated, you have to turn on the ability to receive gifted memberships. Click on a Gifty post at the top to the chat to do so. A lot of gifted memberships fly during these streams and Geeks and Gamer streams. So make sure you do that. We have the best community in the world, and it's not even close, and I appreciate it. All right, so this was a quick emergency Cobra cast. So I wanted to go live and kind of do a recap of the day and talk about some of the stuff we've seen. I do appreciate all of you. We have Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow. We have a gaming stream tomorrow night, and Cobra Cast will be live tomorrow night, as always, on Monday night. So Thank you guys. I love you all. Trump 2024. Keep getting the word out there. Thank you for all the follows on all these different platforms. Greatly appreciate that. And before we leave, I just want to say one more time, if you go over to 221B Tactical, we only got 2 days left. 2 days left. You can get the IDOT 199 t-shirt for the San Antonio meetup that we're going to be having in San Antonio at the end of October. And also the Geeks and Gamers Flex Fit hats. Those are going to, they last till Tuesday night, and then the sale is done. And then we're going to get all those shipped out. So we'll see a lot of you in Texas. But even if you're not going to the meetup, you can get those shirts. They will not be for sale at the meetup. So keep that in mind. And we also have shirts on our Teespring store and merch over there. So make sure you go check that out. But you guys have a great evening. I really appreciate all of you. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to go live on this channel and hang out with all of you and talk to all of you. And thank you for the support as always. Trump 2024. Have a great day. And we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.